What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers Without Filters podcast, episode 78. I'm your host, Jacob Thompson, and tonight I got an oldie but a goodie, just a Founders All-Day IPA. Can't beat it.
I'm Joseph, and I'm still on those soft parades. I'm fucking milking these things.
How many did you get?
6.
Dude,
That's why I'm milking them.
That's what you did with the fucking hop slam, though, too. You really savored them. You have self-control. I wish I had.
I have one more after this, and I'll probably drink it this weekend.
But you have way more self-control than Gabe does.
Was that a surprise to anyone?
Not really. Not to
did
me.
Did it take until knowing me this long, knowing us this long, to establish that?
You know, I've never seen you be as patient with anything as you are with beer. You know,
that's true.
Like you can show a lot of self-restraint there.
Teaching someone to snowboard, Joseph, zero patience. Beer, on the other hand, that's where he's got his patience.
Not just beer, but drinking good beer. Because, I'll just hammer through some shit beers, right? Mm-hmm. No problem. But, a limited supply, I'm going to hold on to them. I'm not going to drink them when I'm drunk, because that's just a waste, you know?
Yeah. It's like with the nice vodka that you got.
Yeah.
And you were saving it for a while, and then you ended up drinking it when you were drunk
Blackout.
at a party one time.
Yeah, save it for an occasion. Blackout. Why not?
I do feel like you went through that aviation gin I got you pretty quick. Because your GNT phase was in full effect.
Yeah. Because I had another bottle of gin, and I was going back and forth. But, yeah.
Well, I am Gabe, and I have the classic Miller High Life. I got a little complaint/story that I'll say after Dayton has introduced.
Okay. All right, Gabe. I just noticed you got a haircut.
I did. Look at the sides.
Was that a legal one, or was that another bootleg haircut?
It was not a girl I met on Tinder. It was a licensed haircut.
That then stole your watch.
That held my watch hostage to this day. Maybe I should tell that story.
Have you heard that story, Dayton?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god.
Okay, Gabe, you got a couple things you need to say, but Dayton first.
Okay. Well, yeah, I've got an update. Okay, I am drinking the Corona hard seltzer. So I haven't had this one before, and I bought it last weekend. And all I've got to say is I'm disappointed.
Really?
Joseph, you talked about it. You said that.
Did we overhype it?
You overhyped it in my book.
Okay.
Granted, everyone's taste buds are going to be different. But yeah, I feel like Corona just really missed the mark because it's a pretty low, comparatively low alcohol percentage. It's 4.5%, and
that's higher than Press.
It's higher than Press, except where Press makes up for it is the fact that their flavors are insanely good.
That is true.
And Corona seltzer, I just feel like the flavor isn't there. The flavors aren't good enough. There's not enough of them. And I feel like it just kind of tastes like you're drinking a watered down flat LaCroix with half a shot of vodka in it.
Interesting.
Yeah. I still think it's mid tier. There's definitely ones that are way worse than it.
But it's not as harsh as just a LaCroix with vodka,
Yeah, I will say that. But I think in this price range, because it's a little pricey even. At least when I got it, it was as expensive as Press was. So yeah, I think I like Bud Light seltzers more. If I'm gonna get a generic seltzer, Bud Light seltzer is probably gonna be the one I get.
A domestic seltzer.
Yeah, domestic seltzer.
Yeah, I want to do a side by side of Bud Light and Corona because I always thought of them in the same tier. I stand by that for now, but I haven't done a side by side, so I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, you might be able to fool me. Maybe Bud Light has freaking brainwashed me. But
telling you, we got to do an episode where we blind taste test shit and just see which one we rank where.
Yeah, Press is gonna win, dude. Me and Dayton are addicted to press.
Dude, I could probably just sniff pressed and be able to tell you that it's press. Like,
Well, it's
just saying, it'd
the
be a fun
flavors are
episode.
so unique.
yeah.
You know.
That's true. But I'm saying like we all get like the lime or whatever, like the
Yeah,
base
yeah.
flavor of all of them.
Yeah.
And then we have like 5 of them.
Maybe Gabe, have you had press?
Not
I
yet.
haven't either.
Yes, you tried. I got it at the apartment the one time, Joseph.
I
You
might have
it.
tried a sip of it, but I haven't had like.
Oh
they
my
get these
gosh,
guys
dude.
some
all
What,
the
what the
press.
hell are you guys doing? It's halfway through the summer. And you guys just haven't
Dude.
freaking sat down and crushed some seltzers?
I'll tell you what I'm doing, Dayton.
Dude, I was busy with those PBR seltzers.
The 8%ers.
Yeah, those are
that's fair,
good.
Joseph. I'll give you a pass.
I go to the liquor store today. I'm like, we're out of beer. So I don't know if we've told this part, but there's 3 of us in the house. So we have this very self-destructive system where one of us buys a case of beer, everybody drinks it, and the next person buys the case, and you go in a circle. And typically what ends up happening, you go, oh, it's not my turn. I'll drink a lot of this. And then everybody drinks a lot of beer. It's a whole thing. Regardless, there was a special for Miller High Life when I went to the Target liquor store. And I say that because in Minnesota, like we said before, you have to go in a separate fucking building to get it. And there was a coupon on the door, and it said $8 off if you buy 2 High Life cases. I'm like,
That's a pretty good deal.
all right, that's a pretty good deal. It's a rebate, to be
Oh,
clear.
okay.
It's an online
That's
rebate.
not as good, but
Yeah, and I'm like, it was that, or I could get 3 things of Coors or Miller Lite for $15 off. So like 3 is too much. I'm just gonna buy my next 2 rounds and bank them. Take the $8 off, call it a day. So I buy it, whatever comes out to, I don't even know how much it came out to. So I'm gonna get my $8 back. In the car, the fucking date was expired, and the fucking coupon and tiny little letters on the back, and I was super pissed. So now I have an extra case, whatever.
Dude,
but-
you should have fucking walked your ass back in there, returned both of those, and then bought 3 of the
Yeah,
fucking
the,
other ones.
the Coors Light. I didn't want to put everybody through Coors Light in the house.
yeah. How
Yeah.
many days off were you?
2.
Oh,
So that's fucking
that
cool.
sucks.
That's brutal.
That really sucks.
That's brutal, dude.
It was a feels bad man moment, but I don't know. At least I have to buy another turn, I guess.
Yeah, our other roommate Tim did the same thing. He
He also missed the window,
well, here's the thing. He bought them last weekend.
but he procrastinated.
He procrastinated on it and just didn't send it in, and also found out that they expired. So yeah, we've got a
Wait.
bunch of fucking High Life in our house.
Hang on a second. So you 3 went through an entire case of beer in a week?
Dude, we went through a
2
case
cases,
of
that's what it
Budweiser
sounds
in
like.
3 days. Or no, 4 days.
Well, Cooper
okay,
comes
I
over.
was like, Cooper's there
Cooper,
like
he always-
every day.
He always
Okay.
takes a beer or 2, so then to like say thank you for beer, he bought
he
a case
brought it.
of Budweiser.
Oh,
And that was
okay.
free beer. So
Yeah,
that went by super fucking fast.
so we killed that
Okay.
weekend.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you incorporate Cooper is there often, and also the girlfriend
Yeah,
effect.
girlfriend
Yeah.
also took a lot of it.
Yeah, they don't drink as much beer, but they still do drink some.
And they encourage
The
drinking. I
girlfriends.
feel
Yeah.
Huh?
because like they're drinking, and like, oh, we should drink, and it's just kind of a...
Yeah,
The
Also, I mean,
social.
they are alcoholics. I mean, but you know.
yeah.
whoa,
You have to.
You
Oh,
can't be
we are.
alcoholics until you're out. Fuck.
I was gonna say you're out of college now. It's legal.
It's illegal.
Legal alcoholic.
Yeah, so Gabe, tell this haircut story because I didn't
my
think to
gosh.
bring it up on the podcast because the 3 of us heard it and we were all in Minnesota. I forgot that Dave hasn't
Yeah.
heard it yet, and the podcast listeners are just waiting with bated breath for the story.
Yeah, feel free to like fill in the blanks because I've told it a lot. Like I told my family last when I went to visit, they fucking loved it. But I'm gonna probably miss some caps and skip over stuff, so feel free to butt in. Long story short, met this girl on Tinder
During the quarantine.
during quarantine.
This was like a month ago.
Yeah, so this was like nothing was open type of a deal.
Yeah,
Started
when
talking.
people like actually kind of quarantine.
It's when people took it seriously. To be fair. Or at least I thought people were taking it. And my hair was super long because it hadn't been cut for 3.5 months or something like that. We start talking, and she's like, "Oh, I'll cut your hair." And she lived at the time. I was at the old place. I don't know, maybe 5 minutes away by car. She was very close. So went over there. Went for a walk. She cut my hair. It's actually a pretty decent haircut, honestly. Came back unscathed. And then started talking, and they're like, "Oh, let's hang out again." So we hung out on a Friday.
But also, our friend Cooper knows her
yeah, that is okay. So yeah,
and
go ahead,
gave
David.
you a warning
A big
about
warning.
her.
So do you remember the guy who came and went ice skating with us? That's one of Cooper's friends, Dayton.
The robot dude.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
this is his ex.
Oh.
Which is this
broke up?
I know. I should have. Okay, for context, there's this guy that came to visit. He was very, very weird, and she happened to be dating that man. So should have fucking read
They
the writing
broke up,
on the wall.
like a couple weeks before you guys
It was a
started
month.
talking?
It was a whole month.
Okay, a month.
Regardless, the writing was on the wall. But did Gabe read? He did not. So, Friday, we went out. On a Friday, we went for a walk. This was, yeah. So like again, not a lot of people like were out doing anything. So we had gone out for a walk, and then we ordered it out dinner, or DoorDashed or whatever. Hung out, and then this is when shit starts going south, because we start kissing, and she starts crying immediately.
Wasn't this was a separate date though, wasn't it?
Yes, this is a separate day. That's what I said.
Separate occasion.
The ref is throwing red flags all over the field. And Gabe's not seeing them.
So she starts sobbing, right? And I'm like, whatever, talk for a little bit. And I'm kind of like, I'm like, red flags. And then she starts getting like a little like, I don't know, there's a couple things that she was just like quirky about, but I realized she was like kind of trying to be controlling. And it was really sketchy. Like, she's like, oh, do it like can you walk over like this way? Or like, I don't know, it's just a lot of small things. I can't even remember all of them. And then I started like,
wasn't she like people watching but in a mean way, or is that somebody else?
that was a different girl.
Okay, sorry.
Different psycho.
Oh my gosh, Gabe.
So I'm like, right? And then start talking again or whatever, and I'm like, let's take a break from this. And as we're hanging out, she's like, well, do you want to stay the night? And I'm like, and she's like, I'll cry if I'm by myself.
Oh my god.
So what does this man do?
Okay.
What does this man do?
Also, to add to the story, I had 2 drinks, so I wasn't completely comfortable driving at that point in time. Which I should have just no, I'm not gonna say that. I should have walked home because it was close
Called
to
an
enough.
Uber or something.
So I did the dumb thing, and I fucking stayed. And then she like tried to make out with me again, and I was just really uncomfortable. And there was like certain things that she wanted. Thanks, Tim.
That sounds like something broke.
Yeah, it does.
Does something break, or is that like silverware dropping?
I don't know. Regardless, I was like kind of uncomfortable. I didn't really want to do it. And then she started sharing, like when we were talking after the crying, she was talking about some personal problems that she had, which I'm not going to share, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them, I would say, were relatively valid. But some of them are a little crazy, in my personal opinion.
Well, it's just a lot.
And it was a lot to take in, especially when I was just expecting have dinner, watch a movie, go for a walk. That was my expectation of the night. Like 100% wasn't like wasn't going for any bases. All right, we'll leave it at that. So then she's like, unloading every little bit of baggage onto me. And I'm just like, I want out. Like I'm like fight or flight, and I'm trying to flight.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking stay. And then she gets mad at me, like legitimately like pissed at me for how I handled how she told me all this information. Like she just starts saying how it was like kind of disrespectful how I didn't do it like that, and I should have done it like this, and I should have said these things like that. And
to me, this is your 3rd time hanging out with her, right?
this is the 3rd time
Yeah.
we've ever hung out.
Yeah.
And I'm like I already had in the back of my head like this bitch might be crazy. So I get pissed at her. I'm like, and this is in the morning, to be clear. I didn't miss one bit. In the middle of the night, she like woke me up, and she was like mildly crying. She's like, please hold me. Anyways, in the morning, she gets pissed, yells at me. And I'm getting upset because I wasted a Friday night in my mind. Like I wasted time.
Jesus.
No, I did. Like
I know. It's just that's pretty
I
harsh.
100% would have been way happier doing literally anything else.
Well, I think we were like all hanging out that
and that's
night.
the thing. I didn't hang out with you guys because I was like, I want to go do this.
Yeah.
So she's like mad about how I handled it or whatever, and I'm like, listen, that's not fair to me at all. Like I didn't know all this shit, and now you're like, telling me how I'm supposed to act and behave. That's kind of bullshit. And she got really like defensive, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's all good. I really like you, blah blah blah." And she like tried to kiss me again. I was like, and then started to like get out of there. I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go help Cooper." I didn't, obviously. And she's like, "Okay, well, we'll see each other again." And I was like, "Oh yeah," and got the fuck out. But I left my watch in my attempt to flee quickly. I forgot my watch, and I didn't text her for the next day. And like I'm very much a person where it's like if I don't like someone, I'm gonna tell them. Like especially over text, it's fucking easy. Like, hey, don't like it. Okay, bye. So I gave it a day to breathe, and then she had texted me, and I was just like, listen, I told her like, I didn't like that. It made me uncomfortable, and I don't even want to be your friend. Like I was being honest with her. I said I'm not looking.
I don't even want to be your friend.
I said it way nicer.
Just throwing bombs at this girl.
I said it way nicer. I promise. I just said I'm not ready for that emotional investment right now, and I didn't want to deal with it even on a friend level. Like I did not want to talk to this person. I was like, however, I would like my watch back.
Generally, you say you want the watch back.
I know. And everybody was telling me, like, just suck it up, go for one more walk, get your watch back. But honestly, it was $100 watch. I am okay not having it. That's how bad I don't want to talk to this person.
Well, didn't you try to go through Cooper as an intermediary?
Yeah, and I was like, do you want to talk to Cooper? And she's like, I don't really want to tell him. Like, bitch, I already told him.
Oh, he knows.
Yeah, he fucking knows. Like, it's fine. And she's like, I'm like, can you drop it off at my place? And she's like, sure, I will. And then she unfriended me on Snapchat and blocked me on text. So, like, she never dropped it off. I checked, in my mailbox.
Dude, don't worry. This girl sounds like she's crazy enough to like give this watch to a gift of like her next guy that she's dating like 2 dates in and be like, "Oh, I love you. Here's a gift for you."
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing: $100 versus my fucking sanity. I'll take the L on that.
Yeah, honestly, dude.
But yeah,
I didn't know. Because I knew that you got a haircut from like a girl. But I didn't know that it was like the same, or I guess I didn't realize that it progressed that far.
And for that reason, I have not gone on a date since last weekend. I took like a 2.5 month break, or not that long, month and a half probably.
That's weak. Those are weak numbers. Those are weak numbers.
Yeah, so you're talking to Jacob here.
Yeah, but like I didn't feel like putting the effort, and I'm a lot more cautious now. Like there's a lot more steps for me to like filter you through before I want to like hang out.
To be fair, Cooper warned you about this girl, and you're still like, I'll give it a shot.
But here's the deal: Cooper
Could you
warned
trust Cooper's warning?
But she also broke up with the dude who you knew was weird, like fairly recently.
Maybe she realized that he was weird though.
She did.
Dated
and that's
for
why
like
I was
years,
that's why I was like, that makes sense. She's like, oh yeah, he's super weird. I'm like, I know, right? But
okay,
like,
didn't they date for like years though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was like a pretty short relationship.
No, it was like.
Was it like an off-on? I don't remember all the.
Yeah, I think they broke up a couple.
It was not a summer fling, and it's like
I said,
oh, he's weird. I'm
writing
bouncing.
was on the wall, but it was quarantine. My hair was long, and I just needed a fucking. I don't know.
Dude, Gabe, I'm telling you, with our haircut styles, you can do it super easily by yourself.
Oh, I know. And the next time I got my haircut, I did it myself in a mirror, and it was fine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just oof. So that's the story. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did.
Those are the big points.
But I hit the big points.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes, thank you, Alyssa's brother. I will take the L. I had on her Twitch chat.
Oh, is that what? Is she watching?
Well, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. As I mentioned, this is episode 78.
20 minutes.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EWF Podcast. Follow us on Twitch, where we're streaming right now at EWF_podcast. If you follow us, you'll get a notification when we go live. You can watch us record the episodes early. Oh yeah, and you can find our show every Monday on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play. I almost forgot that part.
Yeah.
Got a nice siren going for the boys back over in Minnesota.
Yeah, I muted it. We're good.
So Joseph, you hinted that you had a little thing to talk about.
A
Before we
little
started.
blurb. I got an email today from my employer. We get a weekly update about the whole COVID situation, and part of that is like they're limiting travel, so like you can't fly anywhere. Well, if you do, you can't come back to work for 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
or if you come back, or if you come in contact with anyone that's flown, anything like that. But by car, there's certain states that are like called hotspots, I guess they call them, that you
Florida.
can't go to. If you do, you have to wait 2 weeks before you can come back to work, or same thing with one person of contact. So the list that was sent out today is like, I say the bad states, but like,
The South? I'm sorry.
yeah, Alabama,
The South.
California, Florida, Georgia. Some states of note include Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota.
What?
Yeah.
I drive to Minnesota every day. I live in Minnesota. Am I not allowed back to work?
Well, and wasn't Minnesota like doing pretty good?
Yeah, they were. We were.
And
So-
isn't are any New England states on that list?
I highly doubt it,
Um,
dude. All the New England states are doing a great job right now.
Take
No,
it
no.
out.
No. The only ones close are like the Carolinas.
Yeah, that's not really even that close even.
But yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's
Minnesota's
the coast,
really surprising.
but it's not. But yeah, I
Because-
just find that really funny that like technically I can't drive.
To your
I
own
wonder if
fucking
that's
work.
if you wanted to like go up to a media in Duluth or something for like
Yeah,
a
I
day
don't
or-
I don't know
Well,
how like what the boundary is of that.
Well,
Like
isn't it an international company? They probably just sent it to everybody.
yeah, it is. And
yeah,
like
I'm sure that's like a
there's
nationwide mandate, and your boss just copy and pasted it.
Mhm.
Oh no, I'm sure, but it's just a funny like
Yeah.
I don't
Why?
know, because we also have an office in Georgia, which is on the list, and like I don't know this. I know that this email chain or whatever is like I'm pretty sure it's just the U.S. company or like branches.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's mainly Minnesota based, so it's just funny to me. Like, what do we do?
Well, and it's funny you bring that up actually, because my mom called me the other day because I'm going to visit relatives in New Hampshire this weekend. She's like, "Oh yeah, I got this thing saying Minnesota's on this list. So if a cop pulls you over, that's probably why. They're probably checking to see because I have a Minnesota plate." And
Yeah.
it's like they're not going to do anything. And by the way, there's
Yeah.
a million Florida plates up here for some goddamn reason. They're going to pull those
Trying
over
to
first.
escape.
Yeah.
And also, they can't really enforce anything. And like, I know I'm being safe and all this stuff.
Well, you just say that you're living out here now.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
It's like I'm
that's-
living in
Yeah.
Connecticut. But yeah, it was just funny. My mom being very momly,
Mhm.
motherly, I guess is a better word.
Mom.
Mother-
Mom.
Very mommy.
Very mom-like. Yeah, so the first big thing I want to talk about tonight was just kind of a check-in with everyone. Quarantine's now lasted 4 months, I think.
It's over 4 months.
Over 4 months.
Yeah.
Too damn long.
I know, like, we always joke, like, time has lost all meaning, yada, 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 but it really has. And, like, honestly, like, I've been doing okay. I would say pretty good for the majority of this. Like, I've been able to keep pretty upbeat, and, like, I know I'm in a very privileged position with, like, being able to work from home and do a lot of stuff remotely and stuff like that. But, like, this week I just got hit hard for some reason, kind of out of the blue. I feel like a few things kind of, like, piled up out of nowhere, and it kind of just all hit me at once. I was talking to my friend at Purdue because I'm starting there and moving there in 3 weeks now, and I kind of had this hope for a long time that when this all started, things would be back to normal by August, more or less, and I'd have a fairly normal orientation. And I was talking to her, and she was like, "Yeah, like our lab got approved to reopen, so we can go in the lab, but like we're, encouraged to still work from home as much as possible." And Purdue is going to be open, but it's still going to be like be safe and work from home if you can. And it just made me kind of sad because I was like, fuck, like I'm not going to get like an actual like orientation new college thing. Like it's going to be weird. It's going to be some workaround, which like I'm totally fine with it. I totally understand, but it still is shitty. And then on top of that, yesterday I went for a run and I just felt like complete shit, and it was just super annoying because it was my calves. So I've had this problem with my calves for a while now, where if I run for a certain amount of time, it kind of varies. Like I don't know what it is. I probably should see a doctor about it, but like the bottom part of my calf like gets this dull pain, and then I start to get like numbness spreading down to my foot, and sometimes my foot like falls asleep, and it just is super annoying because the rest of my body feels totally fine, but I have to like stop and walk for this like pain to go away. And yesterday it was happening like really fast. So like I'd run for like a half mile to a mile, and then I have to stop and walk for a mile, and then run a little more, and then walk. And it just every time it would happen faster. So it took me a long time to do not that many miles, and it just really like put me in a bad mood because I was just annoyed that I couldn't even like exercise how I wanted to. And then then I was just thinking about like quarantine stuff, and like everything was kind of just like piling on. So that was kind of a lot for me, and I'm feeling a little better today after I kind of slept on it. But I don't know. I feel like today was the worst day, or yesterday was like one of the worst days I had in a while, and I'm hoping that this weekend will be good, being away for a little bit. But I don't know. So I just wanted to check with everyone, see how we're doing as far as like what's been making you happy, what's been making you sad lately, stuff like that.
Who wants to kick it off?
I think Jake just did.
Well, I mean, like, of the remaining speakers. I want to hear from Joseph. Joseph hasn't talked that much yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been under a lot of stress at work recently, but that I don't know. It's fine. Hopefully I'll be done with my project here soon, and then I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks, and then I'll be on to bigger and better things. So I don't know. This project's just been annoying since I've started it in October.
Yeah.
So
You mentioned fairly recently, like to me, like you've been working more hours than you'd want, and like, but hopefully, like
yeah, I
it's
don't know.
gonna end
It
fairly
is
soon.
what it is. I'm just kind of going through it at this point. I've talked about it a little bit, but I really don't feel like dwelling on it right now. I'm kind of past the peak of shittiness, and so I
Okay.
don't want to go back to it.
Yeah. I got you.
If you get me.
It
But
in detail.
yeah, but like so this week we do. So I think I've told you how we switched to like a 9-9 schedule.
Mhm.
9 days, 2 weeks, 9 days,
980.
a week. 980. They call it 9-9s. It's all the math works the same.
Yeah.
But anyway, so tomorrow I have off, which is pretty cool. But I'm still probably gonna go in for like half the day, just to make more progress. Make the old boss happy. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely better than working full 5-day weeks every week. I'll take it.
I got you.
Wow. I feel attacked.
Yeah, Gabe, how you been doing?
Shitty. I mean, to put it easy. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you even noticed it the last couple weeks. And then, like, I'm going to sip a beer before I start this. Before the aforementioned dating story, that has been affecting me quite a bit. Just because, and on top of like quarantine, is like just want to like talk to people, and
Yeah.
I find like the dating apps to be extremely frustrating and like fruitless in a way where it's like there's no meaningful conversation, and it always
Mhm.
dies out, and that just really kind of like I don't have any other way to like meet people right now. Like I can't just like go to a club and like do club things. I don't know. Like the week before everything closed, I did like run club for literally 1 week and it closed.
Yeah.
And it's just stuff like that, like just to meet other people. Not there's anything wrong with you guys,
No, I know what you mean.
but it's just that's been really frustrating. And then on top of that, I've been feeling like a little bit lazy about like working out lately. Like I feel less obligated to do it, and like that's been really fucking with me because like I'm like looking in the mirror, I'm noticing that I'm like losing some of the progress that I made, and like that's super annoying. But like going to the gym right now is extremely high risk because I mean you're elevating your heart rate, there's more breathing, and it's a contained space with a lot of things that people touch all the time. Like you have one machine, everyone's going to use it. So I have been kind of refraining from going back, but that's been really bothering me. I think like in response, I've been like really, really delving into like a new hobby. Like I think that's very much something I do. It's like if something's really bothering me, like if I don't feel like I'm making progress in one area, like I find another avenue to like make progress. And that's definitely been like me playing guitar. Like I've been annoying the shit out of Joseph and Tim, playing the same fucking riffs over and over again.
I know what a lot of songs are not supposed to sound like.
yeah. I'm not good. And even that's been pretty hard to motivate myself. But like the only thing that's keeping me going is like having that feeling of progress, right? And that's just very difficult, I think, for me to find during the extended thing. Like there was a bit where I was like really good, but having like I don't know, it just really bothers me not having like any form of progress in my life. So I'm like trying to find avenues, which I've been getting a lot of joy out of playing guitar, despite how shitty it sounds.
Well, and I know I told you this, but it's funny because I know how much you've been practicing because you're never online anymore at night.
Yeah.
Like I'll get online, like, oh, maybe Gabe will be on and play a game together, and you're just like never online, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
yeah, and that's the thing. I think I'm kind of retreating from other like people and other interactions. It's kind of a weird dichotomy. It's like I want to connect with people, and then I'm like pulling away and like doing my own
I
thing.
totally know what you mean. I've been doing that a little bit, I guess. But I totally hear what you're saying with like I just want to talk to people because like that's what I'm really worried about in August when like it'll be the first time it'll be the most alone I've been in a while. So I'll be in a single apartment in a new city at a new school where I know very little people and I can't really hang out with them. Or I don't know how people are going to be as far as like quarantine stuff. So it's just like
I mean,
it's a lot.
It's nice to have like Joseph and Tim, like they're obviously great roommates, good people. But there are those moments where like I'm literally fifth wheeling in my own house, and it's not like they're trying to make me feel awkward. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna go upstairs. I gotta
we just make out on the couches.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying you guys like both be cuddling, which is totally fine. It's just like, all right, I just don't want to feel like shit right now. I'm gonna go do my own.
Gabe, you should make a heterosexual version of Ram Ranch. Two hot, sweaty couples sitting on the couch cuddling. I think you should do that with your guitar, with like something nail like a riff and like.
It's okay if it sounds shitty because that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Right, that's true. It can be bad.
Another solution, Gabe. 2 words: body pillow. Okay, just bring that downstairs.
Oh my god, I'm not that desperate.
Not that desperate.
Don't worry, Gabe. I'll mail you one.
I'm not gonna lie. I did take one of the throw pillows in the back and threw it in my room. Couple nights.
Sometimes you just gotta, hug a pillow. Just gotta do it. Dayton, what about you?
Well, now I just feel kind of guilty because like,
don't feel guilty for
feel good.
being happy.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. No,
yeah. Like I don't know. Like I feel like honestly, my quarantine has been going like really well. Like I honestly think I'm doing better now than when I was doing like not quarantined.
Well, that must be.
And like I don't even like really know what it is. Like I don't know if it's just because like I'm getting more comfortable out here. But like I've been like running more. I've been biking more. I've started to play soccer and volleyball again because like things are getting pretty safe out here now. Like I've
must be fucking nice.
Yeah, it is honestly. That's why I said
not having a bunch of meatheads that live in your state.
Yeah, I mean people are pretty good about wearing masks out here, honestly, which is nice. But yeah, so like I've been able to get out and do some like hiking, some more trail running, and just like staying active, and then I've been able to, stay working, which is really nice. Moved into a new place. Like, I honestly don't really have any complaints. Like, the only complaint that I could really have is like I can't really or I don't feel as comfortable going on dates as I would be originally. With that said, I did go on a date, like, I don't know what that was, like 2 weeks ago or something like that. But like, it's just, I think that just has to do more with the geographic location and not with the quarantine. I think that there's just not a lot of people that I connect with out here on a on like a hobbies basis.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really helps being in a bigger city. Coming from someone who's in a bigger city.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's on the podcast or just on dating, but like it seems like in Minneapolis, every girl on apps are just like a target white girl.
Yeah, dude. I had someone I matched with on Bumble, and their first message was, "Do you own a boat?" I'm like, oh, you're one of those shallow people who only like use people for their boat.
That's funny.
Get out
Yeah,
of here.
like the one girl that I went on a date with, she was like, "Yeah, it's pretty yachty out here," and I was like, "Yachty? I haven't heard that used as an adjective before."
Makes sense,
but
Is it supposed to be bougie?
no, like yachty isn't like they're like rich white people with like who have like yachts, and they just like to spend time out on like their yachts on like the Sound and stuff like that.
Right.
So, but yeah, I definitely don't gel with those people like at all. And that's what
Imagine that
of people
the
are.
minimalist doesn't like egregious spending. What?
and just like their idea of like a good time is like just fucking baking their skin out in the sun, just like sitting there doing absolutely nothing. And like I would literally rather like freaking wrap my leg around a steel rod before I do that.
Interesting.
Like, that it's just so fucking boring, dude. Like,
I think that's what makes it so frustrating too about like dating apps is there's so many people. I mean, part of it could just be like, they don't know how to make a profile or whatever, but like I try and make it look like like to show off my interests, but some people just, I don't know, their interests are super boring.
Do you think they don't have interests?
Yes,
Or
I
do you think like they're just bad at showing them?
I think it's a little column A, a little column B.
yeah,
I think a
it's
majority of
column B.
I think a majority genuinely just don't have interests, which like how? I don't know. Like I work for my hobbies, Like I work so that I can afford to do crazy cool shit. I don't know. It just like what do you do when you go home? Like,
A lot of people literally just watch Netflix. They put in a fucking frozen dinner.
that sounds like
fucking
that sounds like hell. You're describing hell.
You ate
Turn
a
on The
frozen
Office.
pizza and we watched Community before this, Gabe.
But I'm on a fucking podcast right now. I'm gonna play guitar after.
Can I need to interject really fast about frozen pizza. So, as you guys know, I'm a connoisseur of frozen pizza, one of my favorite foods.
Yeah.
And, last week I bought some, and it was the first time in this house I had gotten them because I had to cook, but it doesn't matter. I got frozen pizza. I put one in, going well. It done, pull it out. I'm looking around. I'm like, where the fuck's the pizza cutter? And I'm like, hey, Dayton and Brian, where's the pizza cutter? And Dayton's like, I don't have one. I'm like, that makes sense. You're vegan. And Brian's like, I don't have one. I just use a knife. I'm like,
Well, dude, I literally have never seen him make a frozen pizza.
that's also fair. But he said he makes homemade pizza.
No, I haven't seen him make homemade pizza.
Well, that's what he told me. We had a pizza talk, okay? But anyway, he said he uses a knife. Get out of here, okay? So I had to go to the garage and pull out my pizza cutter, But I was just like,
God.
what?
You couldn't use a knife
What
for
kind of
one
backwards-
fucking pizza.
Gabe, I eat 2 frozen pizzas a week, okay? I cannot. I need a tool fit for the job, okay? Joseph, I've been hooked on these Newman's Own frozen pizzas.
Yeah, they're that
Was
good.
right, they're the fucking bomb.
Dude, he knows what's up.
But yeah, it was just really funny.
Dude, I literally have eaten one frozen pizza in the past like year and a half.
I had one 2 hours
Sad.
ago.
It was less than 2 hours ago.
So bouncing off of
Joseph,
this,
it's your fault. You got me hooked on them.
dude.
I
they're
think
fucking good.
someone gave me a drunk slice, and I was like, "Oh my god."
Cooper,
Gabe,
Cooper
you're on the Jack train.
feeds.
It's probably
You're on the Jack train? Yeah.
Jack's all the time.
Yeah, Yep. So going off
Cooper
of
just-
the positivity of frozen pizza, what are some things right now that are making you guys happy, like recently? And I can start because I'm just throwing it on you. But for me, a few things recently. I know I've talked about before, like that Sudoku channel I've watched a lot of, the Cracking the Cryptic. I haven't watched it recently, but it's still very calming. I've been watching Melissa Villaseñor's podcast. She's a SNL cast member. She does the impressions a lot. She has kind of like the weird voice normally, but she does impressions. Anyway, it's just her talking to a mic, and it's her just random thoughts, and it's super wholesome, and it just makes me really, really happy when I watch it. It's like 20-minute episodes, like twice a week, and it's just, yeah, just wholesome. I think is the best word. That makes me happy to watch that. Last night, when I was feeling down, I'm like, fuck it. I'm pulling out Stardew Valley. I need to get, it's just my comfort food. I've started that game so many times because I always just end up restarting, but it's just comfort food, and I love it. And the music's so good, and it's very calming. So I played some of that, and then today, as you guys know, I've been on the One Piece grind. I'm now up to episode 906 out of 932. So I'm
906, baby.
But I got recommended to me on YouTube this guy who's been reviewing it blind, like reviewing the entire series blind, and I went back and
Like
watched.
he is blind?
No, like going in without knowing anything. Sorry.
Okay.
Similar to like when I started the show, I didn't know anything, right? So he's reading the manga. He's not watching the anime. But anyway, he's like reviewing all of the arcs. So I watched some of his videos of just like starting over again, and that just made me happy, like reliving those moments, and just show's so fucking good. All right, I know it's a lot, but it's so good. So that made me happy to watch those today. I'll go back to you, Joseph, since we went to you first last time.
You know, I was gonna say the same thing, that I should go first. I'm trying to think. The only thing I can think of that, see, it's like it's been too hot out to want to go bike riding. I know Gabe and Tim went yesterday, but I had.
Oh, I did not go.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did.
This haircut, dude.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of haircuts, though, I'm thinking I'm gonna grow out my hair. I've been kind of feeling it for a while.
Get a flow.
Yeah, like this is a bad example because of recent events, but like I'm thinking Chris D'Elia length, like like that style. All right, not anything else about him.
I think
Not his choices in
what I'm
women or
hearing is you want to recreate his lifestyle and life choices.
Not at all. Not at all. But the length, I'm thinking like, you know, enough to like go back and like behind like my head, like kind of like about here, or, you know, longer.
Just Joseph, don't do the McMurray. Okay.
McMurray.
It's a Letterkenny joke for those watching.
Part of me really wants to grow my hair out, and part of me is afraid it's gonna look shitty for like 3 months at least.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
like
what
getting
I guess
it
you're going to
there.
the office, but
Yeah, I don't know. But it's like, I don't know. It's just getting to like that length that's like gonna be a pain in the ass.
So would you still keep the sides short then?
No, I would.
It would all be flowed back.
It would, yeah, it'd all do that. Cause I mean, like, I don't know, in like middle school, I had like skater boy hair, like, you know,
Yeah.
long hair like
Yeah,
that.
you
But
did.
obviously very different than what I'm, you know, going for. The only thing I'm worried about is my hair is pretty thick, so I don't know if like it's just not gonna do what I want it to do, and then I'm gonna wait, you know, 5 months, and it's not gonna be how I want it.
But you'll time it out with winter pretty well, so that'll keep you warm, hopefully.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I haven't gotten my hair cut since you cut it that one time, Jacob.
That was back in the old apartment.
Yeah, that was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And that was just the sides. So like the top of my hair is like super fucking long.
Can you do a top knot yet?
No, that's my other
I can-
option. It's like maybe I'll do
I
like
can-
the Sokka.
I can
Like-
do that
Oh
right now.
yeah, the Sokka might work.
I you know, like just full Macklemore shave the sides, and
Actually,
like
I
put-
don't mind that haircut. On most people, I should say.
I don't.
I talked about it, and you were like,
No, your top knot was.
I don't know about a
more
top knot.
no, dude. Have you seen my hair? Like,
You gotta
I
show
can-
us.
I can pull it all the way back to the back of my head. Like,
Jesus.
Shit, can I do that?
it's all the way
That's
back.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
I guess I
No.
just want to be a little bit longer.
Well,
why-
yeah, I can't freaking will my hair to grow like freaking 3 centimeters right now.
Well, to be fair, Joseph
fair.
brought up Sokka, which I was not thinking about at the time, but now that I have that in my head, it works better. Because that's
Yeah.
the haircut I get when I'm playing Witcher 3 with Geralt. I do the shaved sides, long top, ponytail.
Yeah.
Big fan of that.
Yeah.
Because I could always just default to that, and I think it wouldn't be the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, for me, like, you know, my hair is long enough right now to be able to do that, except I can also still wear it how I normally wear it, which is really nice. And then for, like, sports and stuff like that, or, like, if I'm, like, running, then I can just pull it back and not worry
Yeah.
about it.
Well, in like worst case, you just cut it, right? I mean, it's not like you're gambling on cutting it short.
Exactly.
So
And like because when I went camping what was it, a couple weeks ago, I got into buffs recently, so I bought two new buff brand buffs, like full good shit.
Wait, you got one that's a Cane's. You can't leave that one.
Okay, that one I've had. That one doesn't count. All right.
Which is a fast food chicken restaurant for those who are not familiar.
And I got that as a face mask for work.
And it's pink.
It is pink. I did not pick the color.
Gabe, there will be no
What?
Kane slander on this podcast.
Dude,
Alright?
I'm addicted now. Like
Yes.
your persuasion to begin with didn't work,
Yes.
but I get it every Saturday.
Dude,
100%.
it's so fucking good.
And Gabe, you give me shit about that. The first day I wore that to work, one of the guys asked me, "Is that a Kane's face mask?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "That's badass."
Yes.
So fuck
Yes.
you. It was badass.
You know what,
You
Joseph,
kiss my
this
ass.
Saturday, I'm gonna buy a pink matching one just so we can.
I didn't pick the color. I said,
I don't care. We're getting a pink one.
all right. Either way, I've started sometimes where, like, when I was camping, I wore it as a headband, and like I kind of liked that thing, and I think I could, keep doing that.
Mm.
If my hair gets long enough, I think that'd be a solid look.
Joseph's up in his game, all right? I'm
I
excited to
didn't
see
think
more
I
Joseph.
also, for you, I was gonna say visual listeners, but for you guys watching the show, I'm wearing a bro tank that I got of one of my other favorite podcasts of the MKBHD Waveform podcast. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
That's good. Gabe, what's been making you happy recently?
Like I said, guitar. Guitar's
Mhm.
been a very good escape. It's been good to have some structure, good to learn some things. Feel like I'm making a little bit of progress on things. Going back to Michigan, 2, 3, whatever 4th of July was.
Was that last weekend?
No,
2 weekends
two
ago.
weekends ago.
Oh, okay.
That was very refreshing. Michigan is very pretty, and, and I was just gonna get away from the city. I was gonna see some family. That was very, very refreshing, and to take some time off of work. And then the last thing is finally getting to that point at work where people, start to come to me. Hey, I need his help. Like, oh, I can actually help you instead of siphon off your knowledge. Like, I know some things. That feeling is very, very satisfying for me. So it's nice to have that feeling.
It's weird having people ask you questions
It's super weird.
and
but
like not being like, "Oh, I don't know, but I know who to ask." Like that's
Right.
also like not a bad thing, but like
mhm.
being like, "Oh, it's this. This is how you do it,"
Yeah.
or
And
whatever it is.
it's very like rewarding and very satisfying. It's like, oh, I'm gonna learn more things from people. If they
Yeah.
get stuck, I can help them out. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's
Probably
awesome.
for a selfish reason, but it's still very sad.
Yeah.
Say those 3 things.
I like it.
Yeah, I will say that like starting to like have more like responsibilities at work and stuff like that is actually pretty nice, because it gives you a way better like satisfaction from it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah.
All right, before we go, I have a quick.
Oh, you're not
Well,
gonna let
Dayton
me
didn't
go?
say
You
it.
already talked about all your good stuff.
So just because
Yeah, you don't have any problems. You can't talk about why you're happy.
No, you can go.
No. Well, I was just gonna talk about the running group,
Oh yeah.
because I joined a trail running group, and every week we just go out and we hit like a new trail system that's like 5 miles long or so.
No.
And we just go on that, and it's cool just to meet people who are also interested in trail running, because I feel like there's quite a bit of carryover between trail running and spending time outdoors. So fingers
Imagine
crossed
that.
I can meet some other cool people through that.
Some more crunchy people.
More crunchy people, yeah.
More crunchy people.
So speaking of crunchy, kind of, I'll be honest, I'm stealing this topic, all right, from another podcast. But I have opinions on it. I need to hear your guys' opinions. It's another food related thing, okay? So I need you to clear your mind.
Besides frozen pizzas.
Besides frozen pizzas, clear your mind. Dayton, I need you to think back in the day before you were vegan or vegetarian, okay? Just for the sake of this topic.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you're at a party. You don't know really people there. You maybe have one friend there, but that's not important. All I'm saying is you're not familiar with these people, okay?
And they're selling grilled cheeses for
Close.
I was
$3.
just thinking that.
Joseph, you're close.
$3 for 5 grilled cheeses or whatever it was.
The host comes up to you. He's like, "Hey, free food. You want a burger?" And you say, "Yeah, I'll have a burger." No other interaction. What do you think you're gonna get? A hamburger or a cheeseburger?
Cheeseburger, 100%.
I would assume a hamburger, unless they ask me later on. See, like, I would assume a hamburger.
I would assume
Because-
cheeseburger. Dude, what kind of fucking psychopath doesn't put a fucking slice of
Yeah.
cheese on their burger?
I'm with.
Here's the
Joseph.
thing.
It's a hamburger. It's a hamburger, 100%. If
No.
you are
I
assuming
would-
cheese, that is so like pretentious. Get out of here.
I would assume a plain hamburger, maybe ketchup.
When's the last time you've had a plain hamburger, Jacob?
That's
Never,
not the
but I'm
point.
saying
That's not the point, Gabe. The point is,
I-
what is the
I'm
default
saying-
state of a burger?
I'm saying when you think burger, you think it has fucking cheese on it.
Yeah, but if okay, is this like a fucking like everyone's hammered? I'm not expecting, fixins on it. I'm expecting maybe ketchup, mustard if they're feeling frisky. All right, and it's
I think-
just a
I
burger.
think-
And I'm assuming I'm gonna be drunk, so I'll be jazzed about that. Maybe I could see a slice of American cheese.
Thank you.
I think it's presumptuous to put cheese on there because what if the person's lactose intolerant?
I
you could
think
argue it's in their place
think
to
if
say
they-
something.
drunk.
Yeah.
But
They're
if there's-
drunk.
We never said that we're drunk. This is a sober, just hang out,
Dude, yeah,
backyard.
Whoa, you said party.
Dude,
Yeah, get together party, but people aren't blasted.
dude, and hang on a second here. You're ignoring a very blatant fact is that so many people are lactose intolerant. One, they don't even realize it, and two, they don't give a fuck.
That's also
Okay?
true.
Yeah.
People don't
very
give a
true.
fuck if they're lactose
But,
intolerant.
okay.
They're like, I'll just have to fucking shit my pants later tonight.
Here's what I'm getting
just
at.
don't fucking eat dairy. It's
I'm
not that
trying.
hard.
I'm trying to not bring in my agenda of I personally don't like cheese on burgers. Okay, I'm trying
It
to
sounds
think
like you are,
of the
though.
popular. I'm trying to be objective here, Gabe.
No.
If I say, hey, do you want a burger? He didn't say cheeseburger. He said, you want a burger? Yeah, I want a burger. And then he gives me a cheeseburger. I'm like, ooh, like I'll eat it, but like, I would prefer
Okay.
you ask
You
me.
don't like
all right,
cheese.
Jacob, I have a corollary or an ancillary
Mm-hmm.
thing to ask you. If I ask you, do you want pasta? What?
Do I expect?
Yeah, what do you expect?
I expect some sort of. The noodle doesn't really matter. I don't care the noodle shape. I expect a red sauce.
Oh, okay, so you expect something else.
Yeah, and they asked a
addition-
burger, you expect a bun.
Yeah. Out here serving pasta without sauce and calling it pasta?
Who's out here serving a burger without cheese?
That's completely
Here's the thing.
different. That's
If-
completely
If this is
different.
like just like a get together party, I would expect there to be cheese available, but I wouldn't
Exactly.
expect every burger to have cheese on it.
I
Because
would
there are
expect you
people
give-
that
I
are
expect-
not going to want cheese, and depending on the cheese, I might say no.
I'm gonna answer your question with a fucking question. Every time someone is making burgers, they come inside from grilling or whatever, they come out to your group and they go, "Who doesn't want cheese?" They don't say who wants cheese. They say
Yes,
who
but they're still
doesn't want
asking.
cheese.
Gabe, the point is, if I'm serving up burgers, I'm not going to add cheese. I'm going to have cheese ready
Well,
and available.
I think you're a fucking psychopath.
Okay,
I want
so-
melted cheese.
Yeah.
Well,
so you're-
then
you're gonna
request that. I
You
don't
gotta
think
request
that
it.
should be an expected thing.
Yep.
I think that's an
Joseph,
extra
I'm
step.
right there
It should
with
not
you,
be.
bud.
That's like toasting the bun. You think everyone's gonna toast the fucking bun
Who
for you?
doesn't like
Get your
toast-
pretentious ass out of here. Fuck off. All right.
Dude, Joseph, I'm gonna respectfully and irrespectfully disagree with you on this. Actually, I'm not even. Gonna
You think
respectfully-
everyone's gonna toast the bun for your pretentious cheese wanting ass?
dude,
Fuck out of here.
dude, if you're a good host with friends and you're inviting these people over and you want to share with your friends like some fantastic food that you're making for them, you're not gonna freaking give them the bare bones, all right? And if this is a party like Jacob's saying, it's not a freaking.
I'm
frat
not saying
party,
they
you're gonna-
only
you're gonna-
get the bare bones.
you're gonna give.
But
them
I'm
all
saying
the
I'm not
freaking
gonna
bells and
assume-
whistles.
I'm gonna give
someone-
those as an option. I'm with Joseph. I want you to give me a plain burger, and then okay, here's all the shit, and you can put what you want on there. But if you give it to me with cheese already on it, I'm like, dude, I didn't want cheese, and you're like, you should have said that. I'm like, I shouldn't expect you to give me a cheeseburger. You said a burger.
Are you gonna put lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles on it too?
You're damn right I am.
I'm not a big fan of pickles. I know people that don't like onions or tomato. And you're just gonna throw that shit on there. Granted, that's a bit easier to take off than melted cheese. But
That's the
I
other
think
thing,
to
too. The
I think to
cheese is
assume-
melted on, you can't take it off.
Okay, well, then get another fucking burger. Like,
that's wasteful.
no.
But all
someone
of them
else
are
is gonna
made
eat
with
the fucking-
cheese. You expect them all to be made with cheese, Dayton? Do you think this host is gonna always? Oh, we've got an extra patty for you fucks that don't like cheese in the
Yeah,
back.
I think,
What
I
the
think
hell?
they will. I think they will. If they're a good host, they're going to be accommodating for
If they're a
everyone.
good host, they're not gonna anticipate, or they're not gonna force cheese upon you.
Do you realize what makes humans great, Joseph?
Oh,
Do you realize? Okay, all right,
where are you
Joseph.
going?
Empathy.
No. Well, kind of close. So, all right. So compare a human to a computer. If I tell a human, yo, can you go grab me a beer?
Yeah.
Where are they gonna look? They're gonna look where the fucking beer is stored. They're gonna look in the fucking fridge, or if it's cold outside, maybe in a snowbank. If you tell a computer to tell me, go grab a beer, they're gonna be like, error cannot be compiled or some fucking bullshit like that. You didn't tell
Okay.
it where to look or anything like that. The reason why humans are great is because we can read between the fucking lines and freaking recognize the patterns that exist. Okay, someone's at a fucking party, they want a fucking burger, and I'm gonna freaking pull out all the fucking stops, make this person happy. So if they don't say anything about not wanting cheese, then I'm gonna assume that they want cheese.
I don't think
be the
that's a
other way
fair
around.
assumption.
Why?
Now-
Why is that? It is on the freaking person who wants the burger. Okay, you offered it to them, and then like.
But why-
If
I
I'm
feel
vegan,
like-
all right. So if it's flipped onto me and I'm saying I'm vegan now, someone says, "Hey, do you want a burger?" And I'm just like, I can say, "Yeah, I want a burger," and then they freaking come out to me with a fucking meat patty. I'm just like, "Oh, sorry, I meant a quinoa burger."
That's completely
Yeah.
different.
No,
you know
it's
it.
not.
Yes,
no,
it's
it is not.
completely different, dude.
Metal Fred 74 that may or may not be my father says, who eats double burgers? No one. It's always double cheese. Boom.
See, exactly.
Whoever fucking asks for a double burger? Nobody. They want the
I
fucking
eat double burgers all the time.
You're
What are you
disgusting.
talking-
Get the fuck out of our house.
What?
You eat double burgers and no cheese.
Oh, no cheese.
Double hamburgers. Oh wait,
Oh.
you just
So
said
now you don't want cheese.
you just said
No,
burgers.
I
and
do. I like
cheese.
cheese.
Burgers.
I
It's
have
his-
nothing
Joseph
against
never
cheese.
said he didn't like cheese. He's just saying the cheese shouldn't already be on the patty. which
I don't,
agree with.
and I don't expect people to give me their cheese and like melt cheese. Okay, I don't expect them to put the tomato on it either. I want tomato. I will put that on if it's available, but I'm not expecting it. I'm expecting a bare bones burger if that's all they say.
All right, Joseph.
That is
you're
my
fucking
point.
plain as fuck, and you would eat a freaking.
All right.
Yeah,
Shoot
I
us
would
in
eat
the
it
eye.
because I'm a gracious guest. It's like
When
if someone's offering me a burger, thanks. If it has extra stuff on it, I'll be thankful.
I'm just
But I'm not
saying,
going to expect it to have cheese. I don't think that's fair.
You fell into my trap. I said double burger, and you assumed there was cheese on it. And then
You
you're
said
like, wait, wait.
You
You
said
mean what-
cheese beforehand.
No, I said double burger. And
You said double
what?
burger,
I'm
double
cutting
cheese.
this off. I'm cutting this off. We're not going to
The
get to an
fuck's
agreement.
wrong with you?
I knew this was going to start a rift, but I wanted to see where people lie. Me and Joseph are allies as always. Before we go,
Fuck right off, Gabe.
I gotta
And
throw a
dating.
couple other food items at you. All right. So same question, but different food items. I just want a quick response. Okay. We'll go in a
Not gonna
circle.
happen.
All right. Ready? What is the default pizza? Gabe,
Pat.
Joseph,
Cheese.
Dayton.
Am I assuming that I'm
Not vegan.
pepperoni?
It's Pep. I'm sorry, Joseph. Nobody eats cheese pizza.
Oh.
I'm not
didn't
saying
you just
people
say
eat
you were
it.
just an ally with him.
We are an ally.
Seems like there's a rift between you two. So
The pizza question's not as important as the burger question.
My thought process, that's the basic pizza. That basic burger.
Seems
It's
like you're
just
getting
no
defensive.
toppings.
Why are you getting so defensive?
I
with all your
agree.
answers?
I
Because
understand.
I'm
you're wrong.
defending my point.
Joseph, I hear
We
where
are
you're
having a
coming from.
disagreement. I will defend my point. That's not being I guess it is kind of being
Yeah.
defensive, but it's kind of an argument.
Joseph, I hear where you're coming from. I totally understand your point, but let me just combat you with this. People do
Okay.
genuinely enjoy hamburgers, and they eat hamburgers on a regular basis. Nobody eats cheese pizza.
There are people that eat. You can't say nobody eats cheese pizza.
Very few people.
I don't think that's a fair assumption. I don't like cheese pizza.
I
but
think
I'm saying
very
it's the
few
basic
people,
pizza.
when offered between pepperoni and cheese.
That's not the question.
You're right. That's not the question. Let me rephrase that. I think very few
The
people.
question was the basic
if
pizza.
given a sliced pepperoni pizza, they'd be sad about it. If you're like, hey, you want pizza? Yeah, sure. They give pepperoni. They're not gonna be pissed
Vegetarians
off.
would be.
Then
Yeah.
that's on them.
Vegetarian?
That's on them to ask.
You asked.
So now it's on them.
Because the
to ask?
default state of pizza is pepperoni.
No,
The
it's
default state
not.
of a
I
burger
will disagree
is
with
a,
you.
is a plain burger.
I fucking told you it wasn't gonna be a quick response. You just opened a
Oh,
whole other
I
can
thought
of
Joseph was
worms.
going to team pep, and he wasn't.
No,
He threw me for a
That's an
curveball.
extra topping. That's a thing people don't like. I don't. It like the
All right,
default is.
Let me get these
keep
last two
sauce
out. Let me get these last two out. Ice
Incredible.
cream. Gabe,
Vanilla.
I'm vanilla, yeah.
Dayton.
Yeah, I would have to say vanilla as well.
Okay, I agree. And then curveball here, milkshake. Gabe.
I gotta go vanilla again.
Vanilla.
I think chocolate.
I would go chocolate as well.
That's coming from my experience working in an ice cream shop.
Granted, I don't like chocolate. Never ordered a chocolate
That's
shake
fair.
or
I
ice cream.
like vanilla more than chocolate. So.
I honestly like vanilla milkshakes more than chocolate, but I think the default milkshake is chocolate. Personally.
Yeah, I mean that's what when you think frosty, I think chocolate
Yeah.
frosties are really up there.
I
don't
think of the most bare bones for basic.
Yeah, but I just pizza.
Cheese pizza.
It's pep.
I think pepperoni pizza is probably the most popular and the most commonly ordered, but I would not call it the basic state of pizza.
I don't know. I
What do you-
understand. I might be hypocritical with this whole cheese thing on the burgers. I feel like it's a totally different ballgame, personally.
I think you asked what the basics the basic state of pizza is, and that'd be the least amount of toppings, right?
I want to say yes, but the answer is no.
You just like pepperoni more. That's the thing,
But
Jacob.
everybody
That's what
likes
your
pepperoni.
opinions are.
Like if I
All
got Supreme,
three of you, that's just what you like. You like pepperoni.
like if I got
Dayton, you're a little
Supreme,
different. You like
I would like-
pepperoni.
I would like the Supreme, but a lot of people would be like, "What the fuck? Like, why is this not a more basic pizza?"
Yeah.
But pepperoni, I feel like skirts that line.
Yeah, but that's not the question you asked. Okay.
Can we say that for
Wait,
enough-
there's the base model of like Ford Focus, for example. Standard
Yeah.
or the Toyota Camry, so that we don't have to bring in anyone who drives that car. Toyota Camry. There's the base model. It's the base model. It's not probably the most purchased or the most liked, but it's the base model. That's the cheese pizza, right?
All I'm
It's the
saying
cheapest.
is, if we're at a party and someone's like, "Hey, you want a slice of pizza?"
That's not the
Yeah.
question.
I said the same question as the burger one.
Oh, okay. No, you said what's the basic
Okay,
pizza?
well, fine, Joseph. Then the same burger question. You're at a party. Someone's like, "Hey, you want a
Oh,
slice of
then
pizza?"
yeah, pepperoni.
Okay, all right. We're on the same page.
Oh my god.
I want to hear people's answers to the burger one in the comments. I
Fucking
don't know.
broke Joseph.
I don't know where you're
I'm
gonna
just
comment.
so livid that you guys don't understand what basic means.
Instagram post, YouTube, just find a place to comment. I want to hear it. Send us a DM on Instagram. I don't care. I want to settle this burger debate, even though I know it's never going to be settled.
God.
You can find our show every Monday on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Google Play. And you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EWF Podcast. Go follow us on Twitch too, EWF_podcast. We'll see you next week if we can repair this rift in our friendship. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.